Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another episode of the Kast, designed to let you guys know what is happening both in my life and in my channel, both YouTube and Twitch. And today I've got a couple of updates for you guys. I'm going to start with the big one that I kind of feel like we've been going back and forth on this one a little bit, but I want to talk about Persona 5 again. And again, it's like the reason I want to talk about Persona 5 is because right now it's a game that is so near and dear to my heart that it is very frustrating, the announcement that I'm gonna be making here. But the simple matter of the simple fact is that a lot of you guys are currently not that interested in it. Let's just be straight up honest, and that's just a fact. And I understand, that probably one of the biggest reasons about it is because I started it. And then I stopped it because of Atlas policies. And then I started back up again because Atlas lifted their policies. But at that point, I think a lot of you guys have lost interest, or maybe you've seen other playthroughs already, so you kind of know what to expect. Therefore, there are not as many surprises, because the first couple of episodes that we did, they were actually pretty good, you know, in terms of views and stuff, and it seems like guys were really into it. But the next couple of episodes that we did, not so much, and that's okay. It's just one of those things that moving forward with the channel, these are things that I'm going to have to take into consideration whether or not I continue supporting a specific series, because it's like if there's not an interest in terms of the majority of the channel being interested in watching it, then there's not a whole real lot of sense in playing it. And I'm talking both in YouTube and on Twitch, because like I think most of the episodes that I've been releasing before the surge, all the episodes that I was releasing were getting like 300 views, 400. They would peak out at around 500 and something like that, which is not that great, if I'm to be completely honest. To give you guys an idea, right now I have 16 unreleased episodes of Persona in the channel, which I'm using that whole thing that I told you guys about, where there is unlisted videos in the playlist for each of the playthroughs. Therefore, if you want to, you can watch Persona all the way up to episode 38, which is the last one that I've edited at this point. But probably moving forward, I'm going to be just playing Persona on my own, because even on Twitch, I'm getting like an average of 20 so people watching when I'm playing Persona 5 there. So there's just not that much interest. Like, for instance, if you compare when we had the surge going, there was like an average of 80 to 100 people watching. When we actually played Dark Souls 1, I think I've peaked out at 150 or something like that. So, you know, I mean, there are certain things that are more interesting to you guys, and I totally get that. And we're going to be adapting our content strategies moving forward to support those things more, while still providing some coverage to these other titles that I really like. Like, to give you guys an idea, I still want to do coverage on this Gaia 5 for the Switch, which I've already been playing, and oh my god, that game looks so good on the Switch screen. Just thinking about it blows my mind, like how good it looks, the animations and all that. So I definitely want to do at least one video on that. I've been even thinking if I want to do a live stream on it, but I don't know, because it's kind of like constantly switching between genres is something that I've noticed that a lot of people don't dig. But we're definitely doing something cool today when it comes to live stream. So just to finish things off, no more Persona 5. That's the end of it. I really wanted to do more, but I'm just gonna play the game by myself, because you guys are not really that interested in watching it, and that's cool. Like I said, you guys can still watch all the way up to episode 38. It's on the playlist. If you go to Persona playlist, all the way up to 38, it's all there. It's just unlisted, a lot of them, like I said. But now to some better news. So yesterday night, not when the thing was actually announced, but yesterday at night, as I was lying in bed, I was like, oh, check out that Destiny 2 announcement thing, see what that's all about. And you guys probably know what like instantly sold me on it, and that is the fact that there was a Guardian running around with a fucking shield slamming people in the face and throwing it Captain America style. And I'm like, there's a class whose superpower is to pull out a shield and beat people up with it? I'm game. Sign me up. Doesn't even matter if I don't like anything else about the game. There's a class, there's a guy with a shield, beats people up with a shield. I'm down for that. No, on a serious note though, I've really enjoyed the original Destiny. I guess one of the biggest problems I've had with it is that I ended up playing alone most of the time because I didn't really have a lot of friends that were playing it as well. And today we're going to be playing Destiny again, by the way. I want to check out Age of Triumph, so probably by the time this video goes up, I will most likely be live streaming Destiny on Twitch. There's going to be a link in the description so that you guys can go check that out if you want. But yeah, I'm going to be checking out Age of Triumph, kind of like a warm-up type thing, because I am on the hype train. I'm very curious to see what they pull out with Destiny 2. Although I have to say, I'm already kind of scared. It's like with all the details that they already revealed, I was like, man, if we were taking into context all of the things that you've just said, and like we put into context with the amount of content that we got on Destiny 1, it's like everything that's been revealed yesterday would be like 10% of the game already. So I definitely hope Destiny 2 has more than that. I'm not saying like that I didn't like it. I loved Destiny 1. I thought it was a great game. I know that a lot of people were upset with the story and all this stuff. It's like, you gotta understand that when you're making a game that is based around co-op, there's always going to be certain concessions that happen in terms of story, because when you're playing with your friends, I mean, nobody wants to be sitting through story cinematics. And I mean, sure, maybe story cinematics, but nobody wants to like be reading all the text in the story and all the dialogues that you are having with the different NPCs. Nobody wants to do that in a co-op environment. When you're in a co-op environment with friends, everybody's just like, go, let's go, next mission, boom, head out and hit the gates and shoot things. That's what you want to do. You don't want to be like, sitting around and like, oh, now I got to check out this, now I got this. And I also hope there's not a lot of I mean, sure, hidden stuff is cool. I thought a lot of the hidden stuff was very interesting in Destiny 1, but I also thought there was a lot of stuff that was kept out of the more, just like kept out of the reach of a lot of players. Now, obviously, I was one of those because I didn't have a group that was going through raids and stuff. At some point, me and Globku went through a lot of the raids during the Taken King times, and we did a lot of stuff there. But even then, it was kind of frustrating because we got to the final boss, and then one of the dudes that was with us had to go, and then we couldn't like recruit someone to come and do the final thing, because we went through the apps and we would get people and then they would not stay long enough to learn the strategy and they would leave. And that's always frustrating. That is always very frustrating. And it seems that is something that Destiny 2 is improving on. We shall see about those. We shall see if those guided game things actually work out the way they want them to work out. But at least it's an attempt to do that stuff. So that is something that I'm very curious in checking out. And today, I'm going to be streaming Destiny because I'm hyped. I'm hyped. And I want to play the original Destiny, messing around with it. I'm also curious to see if boost mode has any effect in Destiny, because I haven't tested that out, for the PlayStation 4 Pro. I haven't tested out if boost mode has any effect whatsoever. But yeah, I'm hyped for Destiny 2. We're definitely going to be checking it out once it comes out, and today we're streaming it. Next up, I've had a lot of questions about Iron Souls, and it's like I want to do more Iron Souls, but at the same time, I feel that Iron Souls is one of those things that it's hard to pull off. It's hard to pull off right now, and I'm trying to like grow the Twitch channel a little bit more so that we have more consistent viewers there, so that when I boot up something like Iron Souls, I don't have to be sitting around like we did on the first 2 episodes, where I just sat there literally waiting for people to actually put their summon signs down. And that's not what I want to do. I want to be able to just like have an abundancy of summon signs whenever we're doing it, so that I can go, okay, we're going to bring out this Iron Breaker and this Iron Breaker and on with the Iron Souls. And that's what I want it to be. I don't want it to be like just me sitting around a bonfire, which kind of was, I mean, yeah, you guys on YouTube probably didn't experience that, but the people on Twitch did. And there were quite a few lulls in that playthrough where we were just sitting around waiting for people to put down their summon sign. So that's why I haven't gone back to Iron Souls just yet. And instead, we went with the Dragon Bone Fist playthrough, which has been something it's been really entertaining and at the same time very nostalgic for me, going back to the original Dark Souls. And interestingly enough, I thought the biggest challenge of running that particular playthrough, I thought it was going to be the fact that I didn't have a shield. Turns out it's not. And a lot of people are like, well, really? That's not the biggest challenge? No. Biggest challenge of running a playthrough on Dragonbone Fist is the reach of Dragonbone Fist. Like, I don't give a fuck about shields at this point. My biggest problem is not being able to counter bosses after they give me an opening. Like, I'm having to completely think around the fact that I can't hit them instantly after I get an opening because my weapon, it has no reach. It's got no reach. We're currently stuck on Artorias, but I believe we can get rid of Artorias on the next one because another big problem that I've had in that playthrough is it's like, a lot of you guys are not going to believe it, but this thing, like, I don't know if it's mine because I didn't use it too much, but like this right here, this left analog stick, dude, I can't. Maybe my controller's busted. I don't know if that is the case or not. I've barely ever used this controller. I think I played through I've played through Gears of War 4, and I played a little bit of Forza, and that's pretty much most of the use that I've gotten out of this thing. And it's like I can't dodge properly. So like I'll be trying to dodge backwards, and he will dodge right. I will try to dodge left, and he will dodge backwards. And it's like, I don't know. There's something when I'm trying to do the motions of the lower portion of the analog, it just completely messes up. And that has been a big issue because obviously when you don't have shields, you have to be really on point with your dodges. And in a lot of fights, I've not been able to do that because of this controller. So today I was actually setting up DS4 Windows, making sure that it worked. It seems to be working. So next time that we go into Dark Souls, we're going to be on the trusty old DualShock 4. And then we'll see Artorias. Then it's going to be you and me, Home Slice. You and me are going to be having words. Another thing was I'm really happy that you guys are enjoying the playthrough of The Surge. I would like to apologize a little bit for the fact that I wasn't able to edit the death montages into that playthrough, because I know that death montages is something that you guys really enjoy, but the simple fact of the matter is that we died so often in that game. Like a lot of times, for those of you watching the live streams, as a matter of fact, you guys can go and watch the VODs on Twitch if you're curious about that, but those of you who are watching the live streams, even people were just like going, wow, this game's terrible and all this stuff. And it's like, I don't think the game is bad. As a matter of fact, if you watch my review, you'll notice that I'm mostly positive about most of the stuff in The Surge because they do a lot of stuff really, really well. I really liked playing it, but there were just like several points in there that were just like so frustrating because I would literally walk out of the med bay, try to fight an enemy. I would make one mistake in that fight. And it's like, well, that's it. We're dead. Boom. Done deal. It's like, it is so brutally punishing in the latter levels that it was insane. And I've even noticed, because I've actually went to watch some other reviews after I did my own, because I don't like other reviews kind of like polluting my opinion of a game, even though usually I don't get polluted by that, but still I like not reading reviews if I'm going to do my own. But anyways, in my review, I pointed out something, which is I did not appreciate the fact that at the end of the game, I felt forced to basically put a lot of health implants into my character to be able to survive multiple hits from the enemies, and therefore preventing me from using cool things that did like different effects on your character, like stuff that would buff your damage, stuff that would heal from the energy that you get from killing enemies, stuff that would heal from you getting finishing blows, things like that. I took all of that away. And there were many more things that you could do. And I was watching some reviews where they were saying, oh, the systems are amazing and it's really great that you can just like use all these implant things, and near the end I just put all these implants and the health was amazing. And I was like, why is just flat out increasing the health of your character amazing? Like, I don't think that's amazing. I thought that was one of the worst parts of The Surge. I thought the game was at its best when I was actually fighting enemies and chopping their arms off and doing all these other cool things and having different effects pop up because of the fact that you were chopping arms off, or you were, you know, I always thought that the diversity was the best part, not necessarily just being able to equip a ton of fucking health and face tank stuff. But either way, I still think it's a great game, and I'm happy that a lot of you guys are enjoying it. And I'm sorry that I wasn't able to edit the death montage. But basically, if I was like, let's just put it like this, to fully edit that playthrough, which is at this point in time, it's fully edited. It's doing the whole unlisted thing, like I said, for Persona as well. So those of you that want to watch it all the way, you can actually watch it all the way already. You just have to go through the playlist. I will still be releasing the episodes to public, like 2 a day or something like I've been doing, but the entirety of the episodes are available for you if you go to the playlist. But as I was saying, it's like, I kind of oh yeah, as I was saying, if I think it took me like 15 hours of editing time to edit the full playthrough. 15? Yeah, probably 15 hours to edit from episode 1 to episode 17. 15 hours of editing, and to be completely honest, that is a big time investment. Now, if you factor in I stopped doing death montages on episode 7. If I was to do death montages all the way up to episode 17, I could see that easily becoming 40 hours of editing. You guys are like, you're exaggerating. No, I'm not. That would easily become 40 hours of editing to do proper death montages like I usually do. And that was just too much time. And I was not just like, I'm live streaming over 5 hours every single day. And then on top of that, when I'm done live streaming, I'm doing all this editing stuff afterwards. And I don't want to spend 40 hours editing a playthrough. Like, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit tired and I need time to spend with the family and stuff. So there you go. Now, in terms of what we're looking towards the near future. So obviously we're going to keep doing the Dragon Bone Fist stuff. At some point, I want to go back to Iron Souls. I'm not exactly sure when. I'm going to be playing some Destiny. I definitely want to play Farpoint, but I haven't received my copy yet. I'm basically waiting on PlayStation Portugal to send me a copy, which they said they would. So that is going to be a thing as well. What else? I mean, I'm really curious to see what E3 brings along. So, I mean, at this point, we're just kind of also in a waiting pattern for E3. I know that there's some stuff coming in June. I know that there's Tekken, but there's something else. What's the other thing? There's something coming in June that I'm forgetting right now. Oh yeah, there's ARMS. ARMS is coming in June as well. There's Ever Oasis, which is a cool little 3DS game that I told you guys about too. So those are all things that I want to be checking out. But at the same time, in between all of these releases and stuff, I'm definitely going to be keeping up a bit of a Souls presence going on the Twitch side of things because you guys really seem to have fun with that. So at some point, I'm going to go back to Demon Souls. I might be doing Dark Souls kind of like by order of preference. So we might go Dark Souls 1, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, Demon Souls, eventually even Dark Souls 2. We'll see how all of that stuff goes. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the content. Make sure to leave me comments, feedback, all that kinds of good stuff in the comment section below. I've had a lot of people ask me why did I stop live streaming on YouTube and focused on live streaming on Twitch. And basically it's because whenever you're live streaming on YouTube, if your live stream is not high octane action, something happening nonstop every single second of the live stream, a majority of users will leave because that is quite simply the big thing on YouTube. It's like high octane clips, like super energetic stuff happening all the time. And a live stream is not that the whole time. You can't be like, I can't be super energetic for 5 or 6 hours. It just doesn't work like that. And you know, sometimes you have a bit of a lull in the live stream where you're just a little bit in more chill mode. Other times you're getting more excited depending on what is happening in the game, depending on what is happening around you. There's several stages to a live stream. And on YouTube, if you're not on that constant like excitement mode the whole time, the stream dies. It's that simple. Whereas on Twitch, I can literally, I'm not even kidding, I can literally take a break to eat dinner, and I will still have about 100 people hanging out and asking me questions while I'm eating dinner. Like, you can't even dream to try and do that on YouTube unless you're someone like PewDiePie or a huge fucking channel, because quite simply it doesn't happen. And that's one of the big reasons. So I can actually chill, play games, have fun, and not being stressed out about whether or not the content is appropriate. So that is one of the big things. And also the other thing is that YouTube is YouTube's going down the fucking drain. Like, I hate saying it, but it's so true. Can you believe that even today, as I was just like sorting through some of my videos, making sure that everything was set to go, was working fine, and I find a video where the monetization symbol is yellow. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Never seen this shit before. So I go and check it out, and it says, this video is not advertiser friendly. What? I've never had that happen in my channel. I'm like, what the fuck? I've heard people talk about this shit recently on YouTube, and I'm just like, gotta be kidding me. So what's so special about this video? So I go and I look through the video. In case you guys are curious, it's episode 4 of The Surge. And I'm like, so let me get this straight. Episode 1 through 17 is fine. Episode 4, no. Can't have that. Can't have that. And I'm looking through the episode, and I figured maybe I cursed up a storm or something in this episode, because I curse a lot, unfortunately. It's kind of like, it's my it's a problem that I have, because I've explained this before. I have a lack of vocabulary because I'm actually Portuguese. Therefore, there are, like, for instance, in Portuguese, I can think up of at least like 20 or 30 words to replace the word fuck. Just off the top of my head, I can come up with 30 alternatives in Portuguese to say lighter words. Whereas in English, I mean, you know, whenever I'm frustrated, the first thing that comes to mind is fuck, and I will just flat out say it. So therefore, I curse a lot. And obviously in Portuguese, I could avoid cursing as much. And in English, I just have a bit of a lack of vocabulary. So I thought, you know, maybe I cursed up a storm in this video or something. So I looked through most of the video. No, I'm not even, actually, I've cursed less than usual in this particular episode, so I don't understand. And then I'm thinking, could it be that it's the violence in the video game? Because, you know, it's The Surge. You're dismembering things and stuff. But it's like, that's the case. I mean, any of the other episodes has violent dismemberments, and some of them have violent dismemberments, and me cursing while I'm violently dismembering something. So I don't understand why that specific video got flagged for not advertiser friendly. And again, it's one of the problems with YouTube right now. Their head is just so far up their own asses that I don't even know if they understand what they're doing. And it's just like, I can't be putting all of my eggs in the YouTube basket. So being able to stream on Twitch has actually been quite liberating. So, yeah. Either way, that is going to be it for this video. Like I said, I'm going to be streaming some Destiny today. So if you guys haven't checked it out, check out on my Twitch channel. There's going to be a link in the description. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. Thank you very much for watching. Comments, feedback, all that kinds of good stuff in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Consider sponsoring if you really, really enjoy it. I'll see you in the next one.